Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a vet tech Q&A for you. A lot of you seem to have questions for me being a veterinarian technician, and I thought I would compile a list together. So I just kind of wrote them, copy and pasted your questions and emailed them to myself. So I'm just going to be reading them off my phone and answering them for you today. So let's get right into it. Okay, so first question I have is, have you met other vegans or vegetarians in your vet tech program? Okay, I think first of all, let me clarify the whole vegan vegetarian diet that I have or don't have. I sway back and forth with trying to be vegan or at least vegetarian. I grew up in an Italian household, so there's some certain dishes that just don't work as a vegan. But I do make a lot of cuts here and there in my diet. I would say that I am more 75 to 80% vegan. And then there are days where I just eat like a vegetarian would eat, where I may have a little bit of dairy. And then there are days where I am just eating whatever I want. I do definitely try not to eat any meat or dairy, but there are times where I do eat it. So I guess I can't label myself as anything because I go back and forth a lot. And you know, I could have like a couple of days where I didn't eat any animal products, and then there may be a day where I have like one type, whether it's just a candy or maybe I had a piece of cheese, or I don't know, like every day is pretty much different with me. So yeah, okay, but back to the question. I do have a woman that I work with. She comes in one day a week, and she is borderline vegan but mostly vegetarian, but kind of like me, where once in a, well, better than I do, but once in a blue moon she will have something, but for the most part I think she's vegetarian. So yeah, I have other coworkers who, you know, won't give it up or cut back at all. Everybody's different. So the next question is, can you tell me how many hours a week you work? My work schedule right now, I mean, I don't work full-time with my job. Nobody there works like a 40-hour work week. It's kind of broken up like each day. And like you could do like 5-hour shifts, 8-hour shifts, 11-hour shifts. It really depends. I'm kind of all over the place because I constantly cover for other people who are out. Or I'll do like my shift plus someone else's shift within my shift and stay a few hours extra. So it varies. Like there could be weeks where I only work 20 hours. There could be weeks where I'm working 35 hours. So every week is different. I just work in a really small animal hospital, and it's kind of crazy there because a lot of people take off a lot, or there's just something always going on. Either someone's on vacation and someone's injured, and like it's a very small unit of people. I'm sure if you work in a bigger facility, maybe it's a little bit more like set with your hours. Every place is going to be different, so yeah. Where did you complete your program? Okay, so I have not actually completed my schoolwork, like my studying, my program, I have not earned my degree yet. I work as a vet tech and I go to school as one, but I haven't completed mine yet. How hard is it to juggle work and school? For me, it's honestly not that hard because, as I mentioned before, some weeks I only work 20 hours and some I work 35. And my school is through Penn Foster, and if any of you have looked into the program, you know it's online based at your own pace. So what that means is it could be my day off and I could be doing all my biology studies and my assignments, and I could, you know, email it into the professors. I never have to leave my bedroom to go to school. Like I can work in my jammies. And no, sorry, not work, but I could do my schoolwork in my pajamas and then just, you know, email them everything, and then I'm done. You know, I could take my test from my bed. It's pretty cool. So it's not really, if you're really serious about this, I would definitely consider Penn Foster. One, the first thing I want to say is it is hell of a lot cheaper to go to school online and not be in a physical classroom. Me, I remember when I tried going to college when I was like 19 years old, 20 years old, and I felt such anxiety being in a classroom. I felt really lost. I felt really uncomfortable. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't understand school. Like, I know that sounds stupid, but like, it wasn't for me. Like, I think now I would be able to handle it more and enjoy it better, but back then, for whatever reason, like, I was kind of just there to be there, and I didn't know anything. Like, I really was uncomfortable. So for me, you know, finding online school is so much better, and you have that flexibility of working at your own pace. Like, you don't have deadlines. You have a year to complete your first year, but if you fall behind, which I have, you get an extension. You have to pay for it. It's not a lot of money, but like, it's very lenient. And like, if you have any questions, you can either call in the professors online. I emailed one once and like got a response within the first 2 days. I think it was the first day actually. And it really wasn't like, I really don't feel like I have to contact anyone. Like, I'm at the end of the program and like I emailed one person once and that was it. So I like that. How did you start working at an animal hospital before graduation? Okay, so about like 6 years ago, we had another dog, and my mother was bringing him to the veterinarian that I work for now, and there was a receptionist there who got along with my mom, and I came in for an appointment with my mom once, and you know, she heard that they were hiring, and so I went with my mom, and I just dressed cute, like, I dressed nice, you know, I just had on like a nice pair of jeans and a shirt and a cardigan, like nothing fancy, but like I looked put together. And when I went there, like, the woman, her name is Lisa, she still works there now with me today, there was a position open for a receptionist, and you know, I really wanted to work, so I was there, and we went in for the appointment, and I think my mom stepped out of the room so I can go talk to the doctor, and she just asked me a few questions, and I just said, oh, I heard you're hiring, this is what I used to do, and like, you know, blah, 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 blah. She hired me on the spot, and I started training like the following week, and I ended up becoming the main receptionist because the other woman retired, some other woman who trained me, so I ended up working full-time as a receptionist for a year, and then I ended up moving out of state to go work for a hotel in Pennsylvania. And when I was coming back to New York, that's when I had decided, okay, I need to get my life together, I want to become a vet tech, I think I could do this, like da-da-da-da, I think it'd be good for me, I love animals, you know, and I had never worked in the hospital section being there. I was always front desk receptionist, that was it. So when I was coming back, like, I still kept in touch with my boss, even though I left. Like, I kept in touch with her, and you know, I'd text her here and there, I'd bring my animals in for appointments, and then I had just texted her and I asked her if she was hiring, and she said that they weren't hiring at that time. And then she asked me, well, who's looking for a job? And I said, me. She's like, well, in that case, you can come back, I have positions available for you. And I told her how I wanted to become a tech, and she just took me on, and she started, you know, I had a lot of hands-on training, so it helped that I was already in, like, as a receptionist. This is my advice to you guys, like, if they don't have what you want, get anything you can. Like, if you can just be someone who cleans out the kennels, take it, because that's part of your job anyway. If you can become a receptionist there, even if it's part-time, take it. You can volunteer at certain places, we'll let you volunteer. I definitely suggest doing that as well, especially if you're in high school. Go get a job and volunteer. You don't need to make the money. The experience is all you need, and it looks so good later on in life. It'll help you, and just going in there and being a part of it is really beneficial, because you'll realize if this is what you want or not. And especially when you're younger, please go and explore, because I never did that being younger, and I'm in my 30s now. I am 32 years old, and I'm just realizing what I want to do, like, the past 2 years, and like, I'm a little slow with getting there, but like, it's a process. So start young, kids, start young. Okay, so the next question someone wrote, I want to work in the veterinarian field, and I'm wondering how you like being a vet tech so far. Or just a tech, they wrote. I enjoy my job. It's a lot of cleaning where I am. It's but that's like standard. I go in, I open up the hospital, there's a lot of cleaning. Overall, I do enjoy it. I love being able to assist the doctor, especially with surgeries. I think surgeries are so fascinating, and they're so much fun, and like, I'm kind of like the little Frankenstein there, because like, I love watching that stuff, and because I know the end result is us helping an animal. Like, spay and neuters, those are all like the simplest of things, but I love when we get like a lumpectomy, and like, we're removing like cancerous lumps from an animal's body, giving it like a higher rate of survival. Like, I love that kind of stuff. I love seeing x-rays. I enjoy my job a lot because I love animals, and I love to know that I'm making an impact in their life. Even when we just get, like, as you saw in like one of my last vlogs, I'll link it down below, where I was just working in the hospital on a Sunday by myself, and we have this lost dog. So pretty much a dog came in from off the street. Some man found him, or no, was this the man or the lady? I think it was the lady found him, and he was like hanging around her home. She had other animals, didn't want to take him in. Hers were aggressive. She didn't want him to get hurt, and she's just like, I can't. So my boss was really gracious and said, fine, we'll hold him here and we'll just put him up online and try to find his family. And nobody came forward. He was with us from September 16th, and he just got adopted the last week of October. But having that animal come in and kind of like train him a little bit, and just like giving him love and attention, which I don't know what he was used to, but he was actually a really sweet dog, so we lucked out. But it's kind of nice to know that we can do things like that even at the place that I work for, where we can kind of help animals like get rehomed, and you know, things like that are really like special to me. Like, I would love to take them all, trust me. I can't, I have too many. But things, that part of the job is fun too, like just being able to interact with animals who need a little bit of love. I was wondering where to start my vet tech adventure, what schools you recommend, the main responsibilities of the job, and your opinion of the job as a whole. Okay, so we're gonna have to break this down. So let's start at the beginning. Where to start your vet tech adventure. So again, if you are in high school, I would suggest working in an animal shelter, like volunteering. If they don't want to pay you, just volunteer. Don't worry about it. Just try to do like 1 day a week. That's all you really need. Just get in the door of any kind of animal facility. Look for a small animal clinic. If you have pets, ask your veterinarian, hey, you know, I'm considering this field. Is it possible I can come in 1 day a week, kind of just observe, maybe help out a little bit, like, you know, and see what they say. I'm sure they'd be willing to let you. And if they don't, ask around to other places. Don't be shy. Just show up at places. Print out a little resume or a little statement just saying like who you are, what your goal is, and leave your contact information. Even if you don't have a resume, just like write something out, like an open letter, and just bring it with you. So definitely look into an animal shelter, you know, offer to clean out kennels, walk dogs, whatever. So you can look into volunteering, or maybe if you're a little bit older, you can get a part-time job, even if you're doing receptionist work or kennel care. Just get your foot in the door. If you don't have any animals, hang out with friends who do. You want to see and get a feel that you're comfortable with animals, or just go to an animal shelter and, you know, volunteer to like walk dogs and like clean cages, because you need to be exposed. You need to have experience, hands-on experience working with animals. If you have neighbors who are a little bit older, or they might let you walk their dogs for them, just say, hey, listen, I'm interested in walking your dog, and maybe they'll give you a couple bucks. I don't know. Okay, so the next part of that question was, what schools do you recommend? This is a little harder because I live in New York and I don't know where you guys live. Again, I'm a big fan of the online school at Penn Foster, so if you're looking to save money, definitely do that. If you're more hands-on and want to be in a classroom, you just have to research. You just have to go speak to your guidance counselor, go online, look to see what's around you. I can't really help you with that because, again, I'm doing online only, but if you like the idea of online school, definitely get into it. They have a big community online. It's really cool. You can find Facebook groups that are related to Penn Foster, which I'm a part of one as well. Yeah. Okay, and then the main responsibilities of the job. So where I work, my main responsibility pretty much, and I'm gonna be honest, is keeping things clean. That's one of my main responsibilities because first and foremost, it's a hospital. And if you're the opening tech, the person who comes in first in the morning, you're pretty much cleaning out all the cages. It's really the quality of the animals and like the cleanliness of the place. So you're responsible for cleaning out cages, refreshing the water, giving food, making sure everything is good for each animal and that they're set up. Now, if you have a sick animal in the hospital, it is your main responsibility to keep an eye on that animal. There are certain things that you have to look out for. And usually your boss, the veterinarian, she or he, will let you know what to look out for. But things to observe are going to be like bowel movements, whether or not they're eating or drinking their food. And when I say bowel movements, like not just did they or did they not poop or pee, but how did it look? Like, it's a little bit gross. Yes, I understand. How's that window open? So you're going to have to keep an eye out on things like that. And like, you can't be afraid to get a little dirty with this job. You could always wear gloves, don't worry. But yeah, so pretty much like the quality of the animal and how they're doing is your main responsibility, is the welfare of an animal. That's really it. All right, I think there was another part to that question. Was there? Did I miss anything? And your opinion of the job as a whole. It's so broad. That's such a broad question. I think I kind of touched on that before about what I like about being a vet tech so far. So we're going to skip that one because we kind of already talked about it. So the next question was, did you have past experience with animals before you got hired, or were you trained on the job? So actually both. I used to volunteer when I was like 11, 12 years old at a large shelter. I used to go there and I would assist with feedings, cleaning kennels, and walking dogs. So I did have some experience with animals. Besides having animals in my home, that was my experience. And yes, I was trained on the job. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up if you did enjoy it. And don't forget to subscribe. If you have any questions for me as being a vet tech or anything in the related field of animals, feel free to leave them down below and I'll film another video for you in the future. I'll save those questions for next time. So thanks again for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day or night depending on when you're watching this.